If I look back to what I was going through in high school and then compared to where I'm at now, I know that everything that happened then was just simply building into what I am now. We heard you're at a low and can't see the positive. I think we've all had those nights where we sit in bed with a pint of ice cream wondering what the heck we're doing with our life.
Or sometimes we're driving with sad music blasting as like the rain's falling down the window.
Acting like that main character in a sad movie. Yeah, we've all been there. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Deja.
And welcome back to the Elegance Exchange. Life's honestly not always a treat, as I think we all know. Sometimes we get thrown curveballs that we don't really want, and we wonder what on earth is going to become of us and what we're gonna do to get out of it.
Exactly, or like what's gonna happen for us in the future. 6 months ago, I went through a pretty bad breakup, and during the time, I was at a pretty low spot in my life. I kind of felt like, you know, the carpet was kind of pulled out from underneath me and I just like fell into this hole. But like you have to, when that stuff happens, you have to brush yourself off. And I know sometimes we always hear like, oh, you know, it'll be okay in the future, or yeah, I'm sorry, sweetheart, like that's just life. No, you gotta brush yourself off and you actually have to go and think, okay, what am I gonna do now? Like, what is it that we're gonna do?
Honestly, yeah, and take it day by day. I know in high school, my senior year sucked. I hated my life. I hated everything around me. I hated literally anything that could happen. I was in that mindset that everything was just so depressing and everything mattered so much, but yet nothing mattered at all. And, you know, it's a common occurrence. Everybody feels it. Everybody goes through it. And sometimes it's hard to accept that when your life is actually falling apart, everything's falling into place.
Exactly.
Because if I look back to what I was going through in high school and then compared to where I'm at now, I know that everything that happened then was just simply building into what I am now and who I've become and what I've been doing with my life.
Or like looking back at it, like I look at like some of the lessons I've learned too. Like I feel like I almost feel it in this way, like if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't have become the person I was. I definitely wouldn't have had like the lessons for it, if that makes sense.
Right. Honestly, life gives you so many hard things simply so you can build and become who you are as a person. If I didn't go through that in high school, I wouldn't be more empathetic now. I wouldn't be honestly doing this podcast trying to help other people who are going through similar situations. I wouldn't be more empathetic. I wouldn't be a more skilled leader. I would not know all of the things that I know now simply because I didn't go through it. And since I did go through all that trauma and all that stress and all the craziness that came with that year, I am a better person because of it. So a lot of the times it's hard in the moment to see, you know, oh my gosh, why do I have to go through this? Because trust me, I had that mascara going down my eyes, crying, sobbing, wondering what the heck I did to deserve this lifestyle. But a lot of the times you just have to get through it and you just have to breathe and continue on.
Or sometimes like you're laying in bed and you're just like, life's not fair, but you're so sick of hearing people being like, yeah, life's not fair, or it's gonna be okay. And then you kind of just like, you don't feel like you're gonna be okay, and you kind of lose sight of what's ahead of you.
If you don't get up, you're never gonna get better.
You'll never know what's out there for you if you're still stuck in that hole that you fell into.
I mean, think of all the times that you got told no, right? Maybe it was a job, maybe it was a crush, maybe it was
a dream university school not getting into.
Right. Would you have just completely stopped your life? Would you have never done anything else? Would you have never tried out for a different school or a different job, or maybe asked a different person out on a date? No. You just keep going and you keep moving on.
You explore those more options. Like there's always more options. And then you're also given more opportunities with that as well.
And a great way to put this into perspective is think of a lot of your favorite actors or actresses, right? So many of them have been told no for so many jobs, so many times. Okay, I personally model, and the first thing that you get told is don't take anything personally. If you get told no, keep trying, because you're probably going to get told no like 500 times and then maybe get one yes, if any. And so, you know, your favorite actors didn't give up, and now they're famous. Now you know who they are.
Exactly.
So you just have to keep putting yourself out there, because if you lay in bed all day, nothing's going to happen. And honestly, it could just get worse because you were putting off the problem and not trying to fix it. which is a hard pill to swallow. I know. Trust me, I didn't want to know that either, but it's the truth.
But I think if anything, you just cannot give up. Or let's think about, you know, you were saying modeling. Let's think about me going into the gym, right? If I wanted to get into weightlifting, right? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go into the gym and lift 500 pounds. I'm not gonna lift 500 pounds first day there.
That's not gonna happen.
No.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. But you have to take those baby steps and progressively get there. And that's why it's so important for you not to give up. If you're gonna try that 500 pounds, you're gonna be like, ooh, I can't do 500 pounds. And you're just gonna leave the gym? No, you better go get the 10-pound weight and you better start practicing lifting the 10 pounds.
And you're never gonna know what the path is to success and to the path out of this dark hole if you don't try. So, you know, when you have so many doors that close in your life, Deja didn't get into her school that she wanted to go to.
I didn't get into my university.
I didn't go to the school that I thought I was going to attend either. And we both stayed here. And because those doors closed, you know, we started a podcast, which we're doing now. And it's one of our favorite things to do.
We've gone on a bunch of adventures.
Yes,
a lot
lots
of adventures.
Trips. We have, you know, we both have good jobs. We both have savings accounts. We both are just successful all around. You know, we have good grades and we get to be there with our families. And so a lot of these doors that quote unquote closed actually opened. And now, you know, we're both about to be transfer students, so now we're looking at different universities to go to that will bring even more opportunities and internships and things in that nature. So just because one door closes doesn't mean thousands won't open.
And it's okay to be sad about that door that closes. Like I said, when I got the notification that I didn't make it into my university, I cried in the parking lot. Like, I was devastated. But, you know, I bet, like I said, looking back at it, I can proudly and truthfully say I'm glad that I did not transfer and actually get into that school because I've done so much here.
And honestly, so many of the opportunities that you want to experience, you haven't even come up on yet. Think about it. Most of you guys are probably in your late teens or early 20s, and we have so much opportunity in our lives just because we're young.
Exactly.
Just because we haven't experienced the world yet. So you can't let one closed door make you not want to go after anything else.
There's still so much more for you to go out and explore, but if you do not go out and explore those things, you'll never get to experience them.
Exactly. And in all honesty, it brings you closer to what you want to become and who you are meant to be. This podcast, for example, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life before we started this. I'm going to be quite honest. And now I'm pursuing a degree in PR and advertising with the hopes to go into social media management because I love doing this podcast so much. And I love the background and the analytics and the things that you don't see right now. And so it taught me that I wanted to do that and then give back to other people by giving advice.
Exactly.
So it really just, you know, it puts you one step closer to where you're meant to be. And for anybody who's going through a really rough patch in their life, just breathe and know that it will all get better because once you go down that roller coaster, it takes a little bit more time to build it back up. And so, yeah. So now we're going to give you a few different solutions because
little tips and tricks to kind of get out of that whole
mindset because it's definitely a rough one to be in and nobody wants to be there. So instead of seeing, you know, something as an end, perhaps a breakup, see it as a clean slate. You now are single. You now have a brand new slate. You don't have anybody holding you back.
No, you can improve yourself too. You can focus only on yourself, and if anything, you can also learn to love yourself.
Anytime that I see somebody go through a breakup and I notice that they start improving themselves, I'm like, get it. Because that's what you need to do.
Exactly.
And it will make you 10 times better, and it will make you feel better. Trust me.
And then if anything, ask for support. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, reach out to trusted individuals in your life, because the more you hold on to these thoughts and the more you hold on to like all these emotions, it's going to be overwhelming. And to be honest, the mind is a very, very powerful thing, and it can easily be used as a weapon against you if you don't treat it the way it should be.
Right, and we're actually doing an episode on this, and it should be posted within like the next week or so after this episode. But it's actually talking about being the friend who needs the support, and it's okay to be the friend who wants help.
Exactly.
Because honestly, that's what your friends are there for. I know if somebody comes to me and they want help, I am absolutely right there next to them every step of the way.
You would help them, no hesitation.
Yeah, exactly. And don't dwell on the past, focus on the future. That's something that's super hard. I know you can think of, well, they did this to me, and so
Like it's kind of hard for you to let it sink in and kind of forget about it.
Right, and understand why you're going through it and why they put you in that situation in the first place, and that's okay.
You just gotta take it day by day.
Exactly. And then try to get rid of the awful mindset of I failed and I'm trying to rebuild, okay? You should always be rebuilding. You should never just say I failed. Because at the end of the day, if you simply just say that I failed, you're in that awful mindset. But if you talk about the fact that you are constantly improving and maybe, that situation didn't turn out how you wanted it to, you can at least know that you are improving and you learned a lesson from a quote-unquote failure.
There's no such thing as failing if you learn something from it, truthfully. If you do fail, because life happens, nothing is perfect, you're gonna hit parts where you don't succeed in something. That's okay. What matters is how you're going to improve that moving forward and what you're gonna do afterwards.
Right, look for the lesson in it. That's all that matters, and as long as you get something out of it and you build yourself up from it, that's truthfully all you need to do. So don't forget to feel your emotions, first of all. Sometimes we all forget to do that and we try and suppress them, but that can be not so good. So definitely don't try and do that. And also don't try and control what other people think about you or how they feel about you in reality.
Exactly. And remember, you are not alone. There's so many other resources that you can go to if you ever feel overwhelmed with stuff, or if you ever need to talk to anyone. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to a trusted individual. Journal it, or maybe go into some therapy. You're never truly alone.
Exactly. And our DMs are always open. If you just need to rant, obviously we are not therapists. We cannot give you professional advice, but we can sit there and hold your hand and be like, it's okay. Everybody feels this way. So yeah, definitely just know that everything's going to work out, and it might not seem like it, but if you are at rock bottom, all you can do is go up.
And brush yourself off, let yourself breathe, take it day by day.
So yeah, with that being said, we are on a bunch of different social media platforms.
We're on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. We recently actually got into Instagram Threads, and we're still working on Apple. So hopefully we'll have that soon. But we love your guys' comments, your guys' recommendations. They really do make us feel seen, and we're glad that it reaches you guys.
Exactly. So yeah, definitely leave us a comment and a like if you liked the video. And we also, in our episode description, we have all of those links there for you so you can get to them easy. And we also have a related video down there, so maybe you want a little bit more support or a little bit more guidance. That is down in there for you. And then there should be 2 videos right here. So yeah. All right. We'll see you later.
Bye babes.